Good morning, good morning. This is Captain Durkin speaking from Southwest Flight 5747. This is Impact Airlines Flight 1010. And yes, this is Captain Durkin speaking, and we are at 35,000 feet high above the clouds with snow-capped mountains below. And I'm so excited for this flight. We have a packed 10,000 people on today's flight, and as we go from San Diego, California, all the way to West Palm Beach with a final destination in Delray Beach, Florida. I am so excited for today's flight. And yes, this episode is going to be full of wisdom because it's a special one. My friends, as this episode drops, it is March 18th, and I'm 3 days away from my birthday. Yes, turning the big 53. And it's just a week before my birthday. And as I fly across the country on this flight, we always get great feedback from you, our Mind Right Maniacs, our loyal listeners. When I'm on a flight, how you love to listen to some thoughts from above, some thoughts from 35,000 feet. And that's exactly what you're going to get today as I share 21 and then some tips, lessons, and wisdom from 35,000 feet. Anytime it's your birthday or you're getting close to your birthday, you get rather reflective. And today in my notebook, I have my black notebook with, it says, "Get your mind right" on it. And I wrote out the notes I'd like to share today. It is in no particular order that you listen to this episode, but I want you to sit back and relax and enjoy, or maybe pick it up as you're listening to your workout. I've got my gray hoodie on. I got my gray Under Armour The Rock hat on, and I'm really, really excited to share this. So we're going to jump right in because I've got 21 rapid fire tips that I'll be giving you as far as just wisdom, lessons that I've learned as I reflect on, 53 years of living. So without further ado, let's get this episode started right now. Point number one, lesson number one is this: if you don't celebrate the wins stop happening. If you don't celebrate the wins, then the wins stop happening. I want to ask you today, what wins are you celebrating? What is going on in your life that you're currently winning? So many times our mind goes to the things where we're not winning, where we're suffering, or we're losing, or we're getting our tails kicked. I want you to stop, think, reflect, and possibly even write down these wins. What are those wins? That's one of the reasons why every darn week, every Sunday, I do my W-legs, my wins from the last week, my losses from the last week, my aha moments, and my upcoming goals. But if you don't celebrate your wins, the wins stop happening. So on my birthday coming up, we're going to celebrate yet another year on this planet Earth. And you got to celebrate, whether it's personally, whether it's business, if there's wins you've got with relationships, anniversaries, whatever that is. Write it down, think about it, share what are your wins that you got, and don't forget to celebrate them, otherwise they're going to stop happening. Number two, you can only go as far as you grow. You can only go as far as you grow. So I know that each and every one of us want to go even further. We want to keep making massive strides in life, right? So where do you need to grow? What can you do to grow even further? What skill sets can you learn that will help you go to where you need to go? Maybe it's in business, maybe it's in marketing, or you want to expand your leadership skills, or you want to expand how you can brand better, or your social media, or you want to grow your team, or you want to grow yourself. Whatever that is, you can only go as far as you grow. Think about that, reflect on that. And as I reflect on my journey through this thing called life, I think about the people who've been in my life. I think about you can only go as far as you grow, the tremendous sacrifices and commitments that one must make in order to get to the level that you want to. So that's number 2. You can only go as far as you grow. Number 3, now I'm getting deep right off the bat with 21 of these bad boys. I'm getting deep. And I would like to know at the end of this, which one most resonates with you? Is there a number that really sticks with you today with where you're at with your walk? Because number 3 is this: your light can only shine out in the world as far as how much your light shines bright at home. I'm going to repeat that. I will repeat that, but Pastor Jeremiah, imagine that. Pastor Jeremiah said that to me in session this past week, and it stopped me in my tracks as he was doing his bench press. Literally, he was doing his bench press, and right before this set, he said that to me, and it made me think, what do you mean by that? Is it home, like as in literally your home, or is it your home base? Because so many times, even in the social media world, on the outside, it looks like, everything on the outside is good, and you're shining this bright light, but on the inside, meaning the things that you do on a daily aren't buttoned up. He said, well, it's both. It means literally at home, how are you doing with your relationships with your wife and your kids, or your spouse and your kids? And then also, with your home, with what you do, take care of your home first. In his case, the church. Make sure that your church is taken care of, your sanctuary, your business, your things that you do on a daily. So let me repeat it. Your light can only shine out in the world as far as how much your light shines bright at home. Oh, now that's a new one for you, because I've never said that. I had never heard that, but I absolutely love it. Let's make sure that your light is shining bright at home so that we can ultimately shine our light even further out into the universe. Number 4, and this is the order that I wrote it in my notebook, so I'm literally just going through this, and I'll rapid fire, and you can tell me which one, again, most resonates with you. Number 4, God's timing is perfect, but it never feels like that. God's timing is perfect, but it never feels like that. Can I get an amen, anybody? Please, can I get an amen? I want to hear you up here, 35,000 feet, gray hoodie and all. God's timing is perfect, but it never feels like that. Why is it that when we have a dream, we have a vision, we're taking the action we want, so many times it doesn't feel like it's happening fast enough? It feels like things should be happening, or why aren't I here yet? And then when you finally get to where you want to be, it seems so perfect in the timing. So it ultimately means, how is our reliance on God? What are we doing that is allowing us to really put more faith in the timing that God has, not our timing, which is the hard part, because from a selfish standpoint, each and every one of us, well, at least me, I'll speak for myself here, we always want it faster. We always want things to be faster and faster, and there's never a perfect time, but there's always a right time. There's never a perfect time, but there's always a right time. And remember, God's time is perfect, but it never feels like that. Number five, things always appear worse than they really are. Things always appear worse than they really are. Now, I can hear you now. You're like, oh, TD's getting deep on me. Yeah, I am. Because for some reason, when I'm up at 35,000 feet, I call it my 35,000 foot spa retreat, where I can just think and dream and write, heck, even now record podcasts. It's, and yeah, all the people around me are getting a special edition of the Dose of Durkin Impact Show. But it makes me think up here, things are always appearing worse than they really are. So in your life right now, in your business right now, in your personal affairs right now, whatever it is, so many times we manifest things and build things up in our head that ultimately aren't as big as we build them up to be. So realize that they're not always as bad as you think they are. So simplify them and really focus on the here and the now. Now, number 6, now this is a biggie. The people in your life are more precious than gold. The people in your life are more precious than gold. So knowing that, I guess because it's my birthday and as I reflect and go deep on what that means, I think about the people in my life right now, Melanie and my 3 kids and my 90-year-old mom. Man, she's still kicking and doing pretty darn well for being 90. And my 7 brothers and sisters. I mean, all of them are still in my life and close with them, and got to see the majority of them at a recent wedding. And my friends and my colleagues, and I was recently at the Ursa show, and it was so great to see hundreds, if not thousands of people that I knew at the show. And I'm thinking about my clients. I came home late that night, and the next morning at 7 a.m. I'm training clients. And just know this, my friend, the people in your life are more precious than gold. And regardless, although that is a saying, think about gold as an asset, but people aren't an asset in the sense of a gold or silver. It's the people that make this world go round, that make our life go round and bring us the true gift of life. So how do we be more present with the people in our life? How do we show up and really be where our boots are at, be more where our feet are at? So my question to you is, when it comes to the people in your life are more precious than gold, is who are you pouring into? Who are you spending time with? Who are you present with? And make sure you double down on that. And when I ask you the question, as I've asked you before, is who should you be pouring into? Let's not wait. Let's not wait another 90 days to pour into the people that we should be at home or at work or in life. The people in your life are more precious than gold. Now, number 7, closely related, but I put it down as separate, is be fully present in the here and now. Be fully present in the here and now. How do you do that? How do you slow down and breathe and be full of gratitude? To me, that's how you do it. So if you want to be fully present, you got to learn to slow down and breathe and be full of gratitude. Now, I believe that's one of the hardest things to do, is slow down. Can I get another amen? I may have a lot of amens today. I got 53 amens. 53 amens here on my birthday week. But slow down and simplify and breathe and take a couple deep breaths in now, because even with anxiety, it can lead to shortness of breath. And fill your heart and your soul with gratitude. So just the mere fact here in number 7 saying, be fully present right now as you listen to this episode. Be fully present in the here and the now. And watch how your life changes by being present. Why is it so often that our minds continually drift to tomorrow or next week or next month or next year or our future dreams? While all of that's important, we must be fully present in the here and the now. And I'll get to the dreams part later on, but think about this. When I say dominate the day or the day will dominate you. Dominate the day or the day will dominate you. Think about what you can do to dominate today. The relationships that you're going to have today, the conversations that you're fully engaged and present in, the works that you have, your big 5, your daily 5 today. Do those things and be fully present. Now, number 8, the best way to get your soul to sing is to serve. The best way to get your soul to sing is to serve. So how do you serve? Who should you serve? Well, you serve the person you used to be. You can serve your wounds. You can serve a philanthropic organization, one that's close to your heart, one that you've been helped by in the past, one that's helped someone in your family. But think about this. The more you serve, the more your soul sings. The more your soul sings, the more you want to serve. So let's get our soul singing by serving more. So number 8, best way to get your soul to sing is to serve. Number 9, get some contagiasm. Yep, you heard it before. Contagiasm. Oh, TD, I haven't heard that word in a while. Well, it didn't go away. What is contagiasm? It's contagious enthusiasm. Oh, there's my co-captain. Let's listen to what he has to say.
There are reports of some turbulence in here. You're going to take their seats and just to be cautious. Also ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened, stay your seats.
All right.
Hopefully about another 30 minutes or so. We're going to be east.
All right. The co-captain speaking.
For now, keep your seatbelt fastened and again, my attention to your brothers.
All right. I hope you can hear me better than my co-captain. He's telling me we got some turbulence coming. That should have been one of my points, is turbulence is always coming. Turbulence is always here. Oh, but get some contagiasm, would you, co-pilot? Said another way is, attitudes and moods are contagious. Said another way, number 9, attitudes and moods are contagious. I call that contagiasm. So when you have contagiasm, contagious positive enthusiasm, here's my question to you today. Who are you around? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Remove any toxicity that's robbing you of positivity, of a good attitude, of a mood that could turn sour because of a negative conversation or situation that you're in. You know who they are. You know those toxic people that you need to avoid in your life, or that you're not going to give the same amount of attention and energy to. It doesn't mean you can't spend time with them if they're, in your family or they're in your circle, but you got to be careful of how much you let them in. Remove toxicity, or be careful of what comes into your focus bubble, because attitudes and moods are contagious, and we all want to develop more contagiasm. There you go. Number 10. And my co-captain said it earlier on, and this is my point number 10, is put your oxygen mask on first. Put your oxygen mask on first. Well, what does that mean? You've heard it before, but if the oxygen mask here on this flight over to Florida was to disperse, you'd put your oxygen mask on before you put it on your son or your daughter, and definitely before your spouse. Sorry, Melanie, but if you want to save your spouse or you want to save your kids, you got to save yourself first. So how do you save yourself? How do you save yourself? Ask yourself that question right now. How can you save yourself now? What do you need to do? And don't beat around the bush. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your mindset. Maybe you're hurting, and maybe you're suffering in silence. What is it? What is it that you need to do now to put your darn oxygen mask on? It's going to come down to, even if things are humming along good, working out. Are you training? Put your oxygen mask on first. That's why I love to work out first thing in the morning. Even if you got an early morning flight, work out, move your body, get it rocking and rolling. How about your recovery? And recovery can mean a plethora of things these days, but it could mean anything from soft tissue and body work to yoga, to meditation, to getting in an infrared sauna or red light therapy, whatever it may, cold tubs, and even your faith walk. I mean, putting your oxygen mask on first is, how do you put your oxygen mask on without really going deep in your own faith? Whatever your faith walk is going deep in that, because your oxygen mask is everything. Without oxygen, you die. So when you ask yourself, how could I do a better job putting my oxygen mask on? What is it you need to put your oxygen mask on doing? Do that today and put your oxygen mask on now. Number 11. Man, I'm getting deep with y'all now. Time is all that matters, so appreciate life. Time is all that matters, so appreciate life. Whew. I'm certainly not going to get emotional up here with 300 of my closest friends on a Impact Airlines flight. But as 53 soon approaches here this coming Thursday, I can't help but think that life is precious, and that there's a lot of friends who I've lost already. Some never even made it to 53. But life is precious, and time is the only thing that matters. So here on this birthday week, as I reflect, perhaps you can reflect as well of being aware of your own impermanence. Sometimes being aware of your own impermanence gives you clarity and even a sense of perspective like nothing else. Let me repeat that. Sometimes being aware of your own impermanence gives you clarity and a sense of perspective like nothing else. You know, Pastor Miles McPherson, he said this at one of our Monday night Bible studies a few weeks ago. I heard it. And he talked about here that our time on earth is far shorter than our time in eternity. And we rarely think about that, is our time on earth is so short in the big picture of life, but it's compared to our eternal life, which is forever and ever, it really is minuscule. So how can we make sure that we remember that time is all that matters? We have this finite time here on this planet. That is why right now is the most important time for you and for me to make sure that we make the moves that are necessary to get to where not only do you want to go, but that God created you to go, that He gives you this purpose, not to repress and to be scared about, but to realize that this time is so precious. So in number 11, time is all that matters. So let's appreciate life and let's celebrate life. And it's typically in times of death, when we go to a funeral or we lose a friend or a family member, God forbid, or coworker, that we stop and think about life. Let's not wait for those moments that remind us of the fragility of life. Number 12, it takes risk going to the next level. It takes risk. So I ask you this question today is, what risks are you willing to take to get you to where you want to go? You know, we think about risk, but none of us love taking risk. Like, it's not something we typically get comfortable with. But the more risk you take, the more comfortable you get. Does that make sense? Does that make sense with what I share here with you about risk? It takes risk going and getting to the next level. And it's in that risk becomes more comfortable. You know, it's interesting because we almost live in a numb state of mediocrity these days. I mean, in many ways, even the Western world has deprived us of taking that risk. We become comfortable just being in this state that we're in. But I feel this, and maybe I'm the only one, and give me another amen if not. I almost feel like many of us feel like there's another level. There's something deeper that we're either being called to do, or there's another level inside of us, but it's scary to go there, or we don't know how to go there. I feel this overwhelming sense of feeling by many people of there's a deeper level. And I'm not talking about a deeper level of success. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this deeper level of fulfillment and happiness and joy and peace. Can I get an amen to that one? Y'all feel that? Like there's another level that we can tap into that is going to allow us to achieve more of that? Well, what do you need to risk in order to get to that? What do you need to give up to go up? What do you need to give up to go up? So maybe it is a business risk. Maybe it's a financial risk. Maybe it is a risk in real estate. Or maybe it's not any of those. Maybe it's a risk in a relationship that you need to take, and you've been sitting on the fence for 2 or 3 or 5 years in a relationship that needs to go to a deeper level, but you're playing scared. What is that risk? Maybe you need to step outside of your comfort zone and join a group. Maybe right now, or in 3 days as this launches, I'm getting ready to launch my cohort number 2 in my Impact X coaching group. And these are people like me and you who haven't achieved all of the success and significance they want, but these are people who want to step into that. Maybe the risk is that. Maybe now is a time that you're not going to sit around and wait if you're feeling called to that. But you got to feel called to take that. And I call it calculated risk, where you think big but you tread slow, but ultimately you got to make the move. Only you can decide what is that move. What is that move that you need to make that's going to allow you to get you to where you want to go, and more importantly, it's going to get you to where you're being called to go based on God's calling for you. So, my question is this: what is that risk? Even think about what big risks have you taken in the past? Hey, in your life, what are the big risks that you've taken that have gotten you to where you are? What about in the last year alone? Are there risks that you have taken in the last year that have helped you accomplish what you've accomplished in the past year? And most excitedly, how about in the next year, this next 6 to 12 months? What risks are you going to take that are really going to catapult your life to the next level? As I sit here upon my birthday week, I think about this coming year and the year of 2024 that we are in, the risks I've already taken in the first 3 months, and the risks that are going to be upcoming in the months to come. And it excites me. It excites me to know that that's called life. And in this precious thing we have, life, back to number 11, is that's all we have is time, is take the risk now. Don't wait. Don't sit on the sideline wondering, what if I took that risk? That's calculated. Don't just take risk to take risk, but take calculated risk on that. Which brings me to point number 13. Spend time beating fear. Spend time beating fear. And I can't tell you in the last 4 decades plus, fear. So my question is, where is fear rearing its ugly head for you? Right? Now know this, fear mostly operates in the subconscious mind, right? That's where it sits. That's where it rears its ugly head. And fear, what does it stand for? Does it stand for false evidence appearing real? False evidence appearing real? Or does it stand for face everything and rise? Does it stand for face everything and rise? What does it stand for? Fear is that thing that we need to get real comfortable with wrestling with, because the more you attack fear, the more you get comfortable with fear and you use fear as fuel. Now, let me repeat that. How do you get comfortable wrestling with fear so fear doesn't become this indomitable spirit that you just can't overcome, that it actually gets smaller and smaller as you attack it? Attack fear. As you run from it, it will envelop you and overcome you and rid you with anxiety and overwhelm. So how do you overcome it? Your self-talk, meditation, visualization, prayer, being around other confident people who have done what you're trying to do. So if you're trying to do something in your life and make a move and heck, even take risk, be around people who have taken the risks that you want to take, and then be in their presence. Be in their presence, whether that be as a mentor or a teammate, in a group, whatever that is because when you're around those confident people that have the wisdom and the experience, man, I can't tell you how the mentors in my life and the different people I've learned from, the confidence that has provided me in my walk has been insurmountable and has been really, really an important part to the things I've done up to this point. And what I've done up to this point is far, far less than what I'm going to be doing in this upcoming year alone, let alone future forward. And that's how I want each and every one of us to live, that regardless of any success and even significance, there's always another level. And what is God calling us to do today? How is he calling you to serve? Point number 14 is this. If you're broken, that's how the light gets in. If you're broken, that's how the light gets in. That's another Pastor Jeremiah. And I've been speaking that, and it's been resonating the last couple weeks immensely. Why? Because everyone's got something. Everyone's got something. Some big, some small. But if you're broken, that's how the light gets in. Isn't that a beautiful way to think about it? You think about a vase that's been shattered or that's cracked. That's how the light gets in. So when you think about you right now, some small or big way, if you're broken, get after it, right? If you're broken, that's how the light gets in. Let the light in, my friend. Let the light in. Number 15. Man, I got some gems in here today, because number 15 is health is wealth and energy is everything. Health is wealth and energy is everything. So just a few reminders here, whether you have a birthday coming up this month or wherever you're at in your age and your walk, is get checked. Get your health checked. Get your physical once a year. Get yourself checked up from the neck up and from the neck down. Don't just get a mind right check. Get a full check. And then be proactive with your health and your mindset. Be proactive. Y'all know that your mind, your body, and your soul all work together, very closely together. And you've heard me talk about that. But when it comes to your health, your physical health, and your mental health, I believe it's really important when I talk about quarterbacking your own health is that you have an allopathic doctor that you believe in wholeheartedly. And thank goodness for allopathic doctors. Along with, to me, a naturopathic doctor who can help steer your health, because between the two of them, I believe it's going to be a proactive versus a reactive way to really steer your health in a way where your energy's on fire and people can feel your energy and becomes palpable. And people are like, man, she has incredible energy. Well, your health and your energy go hand in hand. You can't have great energy if your health is lagging, right? So health is wealth and energy is everything is number 15, which brings me to number 16. Writing is cathartic. Writing is cathartic. You're like, well, how does that relate to 15? It doesn't. It doesn't relate to it, because I said as I wrote these down, in 21 of these lessons and wisdom points of 53 years, writing is cathartic. I learned that when I first learned to write essays and become a little bit more of a prolific writer, when my father taught me that on a ping pong table in middle school. But writing doesn't have to be long. It could be journaling. Every Sunday I write my WLAGs, which is a sense of journaling. I share that with my team and those I coach in the mastermind group and my Impact X group that I have now, my cohort number 1 and cohort number 2, and my life coaches. Like, I share that with the team at Fitness Quest 10. They all get my WLAGs. Why? Because then they know what I'm working on, and I ask them to share their WLAGs with me. That's part of the coaching. Why? Because that's called accountability. And when they write it down, it's more likely to happen when you write it down. So if you can spend 20, 30 minutes writing things down, it becomes cathartic. So journaling, WLAGs, and I've shared with you, not in depth yet, but right now as I speak at 35,000 feet on this flight, I've shared with you that I am writing a book, and it started in December. And right now in the month of March and the month of April, I am in the beef of the book. I'm in the beef of it and writing profusely. And I'll share more in the upcoming months, but writing is cathartic. So if you don't like to write, then write. Let me repeat, if you don't like to write, then write. Sit your booty down, get some butt glue, and write a paragraph or 2 or maybe 3. And watch how your emotions get stirring. Because after all, when you get emotional, it evokes motion, right? So emotion invokes motion. And when you get motion, that's action. Which number 17 is this. The hardest exercise you will ever do is silence. The hardest exercise you will ever do is silence. And the hardest weight, not the hardest, the heaviest weight at the gym is the front door. I'm reading my chicken scratch on this plane Number 17, the hardest exercise you'll ever do is silence. Can I get an amen, by the way? Is it hard to sit in silence? You bet your bottom dollar it is. And the heaviest weight at the gym is the front door. Now, you've heard me talk about that before, about the heaviest weight at the gym is the front door. Show up. Show up at the gym, the studio, the health club, the garage, whatever it is. But show up at the gym. Open the door. Because once you're there, man, then it's all from there. You got to do your thing. And then don't forget the importance of silence as well. That's a crucial part. Number 18, the power of a team. The power of a team. Now, I can have a whole episode on this. I will not. Just know this. The power of a team, whether you have a team of 2 or a team of 10, a team of 20 or 200 or 2,000, the power of a team allows you to help potentiate your dreams, right? And I have a lesson I learned a few years back. I did a speaking engagement for a company called Henderson Construction. Henderson Construction. They're outside of Williamsburg, Virginia, and they serve a lot of construction projects there in the southeast of the U.S. And Pete Henderson, old man Pete, what a great man, a great leader whose company has grown tremendously with him and his leadership team over the years. He had this motto that I still can't forget. He said, Todd, always play one man down. Always play one man down. It made me think, well, we want to have a team, but we don't want to have our team so stuffed with people that people get soft. The mentality to play one down actually helps keep us hungry. So when I say, stay hungry, stay hungry, stay humble, stay humble, stay hungry, play one man down, play one person down, play one woman down, play one person down. That mentality on a team keeps us driving toward the mission of what needs to be accomplished. So the power of a team, grow your team. There's no doubt. You got to grow your team. And when I talk about the power of a team, the bigger your dream, the more important your team. The bigger your dream, the more important your team. No doubt about it. But also play one down and watch what happens with your mission. Number 19 of 21. Dreams empower you and they give you life. But then reverse engineer your dreams all the way into strategic action steps. Dreams empower you. You could stop right there if you want. Number 19, dreams empower you. But if you want to keep going and you're writing down furiously in your notes section of your phone, like I do, dreams empower you, they give you life. So let me just stop there for a moment. Are you dreaming? Are you dreaming? Are you dreaming big? Is your heart and your soul on fire? Have you found the mission that you're after? Has it become your co-mission? Has the mission become your co-mission, and that's what you are driving to? Because dreams and power, they give you life. But you can't stop there. The dreams give you life, yes. Once they give you life, what's important now is you break the dream down by reverse engineering the dream into strategic action steps. So let me just give you an example. And I'm far from perfect with this, but I have followed this system now for close to 20 years. And I share a lot of it in my God-Sized Dreams Planner. Many of you have that, my God-Sized Dreams Planner. Highly recommend it. And it's not just about your annual strategic plan, which is in the beginning of the God-Sized Dreams Planner. But that being said, you got to have your life plan, your big five for your life. And in that planner, it talks about your life plan, like what are the things you want to accomplish and achieve, and how are you going to give back? Because when you think about the big picture, it really helps fuel your life. You have your life plan. You also have your annual plan, your annual strategic plan. So just recently, I even shared here on the podcast, if you look back to late December and early January, I talked a lot about your annual strategic plan, and I shared some of the top questions that are necessary to answer for maximum success and significance this year. Life plan, annual plan, next 90-day wonder, the 90-day wonder. Thank you, Wayne Cotton. Wayne's been a long-term mentor of mine, and while I don't have that in my annual strategic plan, one of the things I love to do, and right now is the perfect time. It's the end of Q1. It's the end of March, right here in the last, 10 to 12 days of March. By April 1st, you want to do your 90-day wonder. And if you go to Wayne's nobrowndays.com, and look at his 90-day wonder, there's three questions. What have you accomplished in the last 90 days? Number one. Number two, what are your current obstacles, challenges, and issues? And number three, what am I going to accomplish in the next 90 days? What am I going to accomplish in the next 90 days? 90 days is a quarter. So what did you accomplish in this past quarter? What are your present obstacles, challenges, and issues? And what are you going to accomplish in the next 90 days, this next quarter? Q2 is coming up, my friends. How do we win the quarter? Because if we can win the day, and we can win the week, and we can win the quarter, I can bet your bottom dollar that you're going to win the year. And this is a great thing. So you got your 90-day wonder, and then going back to the GSD planner, when you reverse engineer it down, you got life plan, annual plan, 90-day wonder into your monthly 10 forms of wealth and 3 and 30. You do your 10 forms of wealth and 3 and 30 every month. Every week you do your WLAGs, and every day you do your daily big five. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. That's called reverse engineering. And if you want more success and you want more significance, heck, if you want more accountability, then you let me know. But life plan, annual plan, 90-day wonder, 10 forms of wealth, 3 and 30, WLAGs, daily big five. So if you ask me, hey, TD, what's one of your secrets to success, or can you share some wisdom? That would be one of my biggest points here is do that. Reverse engineer your success and break it down into action steps, because number 20 is ultimately take action now. Take action now. What's it going to be? What are you going to take action on? Something on your daily big five, hopefully. Something in your WLAGs. Something in your 3 and 30, hopefully, yes. Hopefully something in your 90-day wonder. Definitely something on your big five for your annual plan. One of the big five things that you're going to accomplish here in 2024. Now, take that now. And then your life plan. Everything better be pointing back to your life, knowing that, hey, whether you got 1 year to live, 50 years to live, 70 years to live, whatever it is, man, you got to make sure that you're taking action on the most important things and not getting into the weeds of what's drowning you out, of getting your needle movers moved. And boy, oh boy, I hope that you're hearing this loud and proud today, because I'm on a riff. I hope these people around me are all smiling, thinking, man, how'd I sit next to this guy? I think I'm seeing some smiles right now. I'm just going to give him a little wink. So when you think about taking action now, what do you need to take action on? And for me, I've got the book, podcast. Here I am, sitting here in the seat looking out the window. Beautiful, beautiful view. But speaking, what is it you're going to do? You want to start a business, expand your business, close down your business? What is it going to be? Your health? You want to create a live event? We're in the middle of, I'm going to be announcing soon a very big announcement on a live event. Maybe you want to join that Impact X coaching group I've got. It starts on my birthday, the 21st. Don't wait. Don't delay. Take action now. Whatever it is that you need to take action on it now. And number 21 on this is live a life worth telling a story about. What's your story? Live a life worth telling a story about. What's your story? What's your story? What is your story? Remember why you do what you do, and remember where you come from, and remember why you exist. My friends, I end with this number 21. I do have it and then some, of course, but I end with 21 because when it comes to your story, there's nothing more special than your story. Whether it's a rags to riches story or a riches to rags, you've got a story. And that story is filled with ups and downs and wins and losses and ahas and good things and bad things and so much wisdom yourself. And I want you to remember is when I say live a life worth telling a story about what's your story, you got to share your story. You got to share your story with those in your family, your community, at work, because your story can impact someone as well. And isn't that what it's all about? So lastly, number 22 is just and then some. And then some. And the and then some is this. I want to know what your and then some is. I shared 21 points with you today, wisdom points, lessons, tips that resonate on my birthday week, my 53rd birthday week. And I have so much gratitude today, this week, and right now in my life. I don't know what your and then some is going to be, but I'd like for you to share it with me. I'd like for you to share it even on your social media. Please share it on your Instagram stories and tag me and share. This is my and then some, Todd. Here's what my and then some is. Maybe it's happy wife, happy life. Maybe it's get your mind right. Maybe it's trust your gut or slow down to speed up, or heck, the power of a dog's wisdom. I mean, Jersey dog knew I was leaving today. He knew I was going on a plane. He saw my bags packed. And when he saw my bags packed, he knew that I was heading out. Or maybe your and then some is sometimes you need to have someone else hit your speed up button. Thank you, Pastor Jeremiah, again. But what is your and then some? What wisdom do you have, the 1, 2, or 3 things that for you as you reflect on your life, wherever you're at in your journey, what's that wisdom? Please, as your gift to me for my birthday, share it with me. Share with me your and then some this week, and I can't wait to hear about that. And lastly, I do today, right here on this flight, on this Impact Flight 1010, I want to thank you, number one, for listening and getting this far in the episode, and as always, listening in. But I want to thank my mom, Muffy, Mary Durkin. You know, my mom is 90 now. She's 90 years old, and I am so darn grateful that she's still ticking. She's such a gem. She's a beautiful woman, and I have such beautiful memories of my mom, and to spend it with her a few weeks ago at my nephew Grant's wedding truly was amazing. And in true fashion, with Mom being 90, I'm going to end today's podcast on my birthday week with none other than Mama Muffy Durkin sharing some great wisdom with you. Until next time, thank you, God bless you, and remember, train hard, eat right, live inspired, and go create impact today.
Yoo-hoo! This is Mama Durkin here. Thanks for listening to today's show. I always knew since he was a young boy, he would be doing something special. And I tell him to this day, though, you better behave yourself, or I'm going to chase you around the table again and crack another wooden spoon over your backside. It was easier for him to get away from me, but I really never hurt him that bad. Seriously, I'm proud of him and love listening to every podcast episode. Keep creating impact, Todd. Until next time, train hard, eat right, and live inspired. Mama Durkin. Out!
Thank you, Mom, for that very special message. Hey, as we wrap up today's episode, I want to say thank you for listening in. And as I celebrate my birthday week this week, remember, we do have a big kickoff. We've got my Big Impact X coaching group starting this Thursday, March 21st. And it's not too late to join. If you would like to book a discovery call and hop on with two of my coaches, Kelly Watson or Tom Dexter, if you can just simply click on the link that's in my show notes or in my bio link on Instagram, or just check out todddurkin.com. you can still book a discovery call or just sign up. If you say, you know what, Todd, point number 20, you talked about taking action now. I'm not going to wait any longer. I want to take action now. I know this will be one of the best moves of your year altogether. I know the accountability that it's going to provide, not only from myself, but my team and the other amazing people whom already have registered. It is going to be one special team and group, and we have big plans for our Impact X coaching group. So if that is you and you want to join, now is the time. We're only doing one of these a year. Only one launch a year, and now is that time. So if you're hemming and hawing, hop on the discovery call. If you're just like saying, man, now is my time, I want to step up and I want to be part of that team, well then take action today and get over to toddurkin.com, click on the link, join today, and we're going to get started this Thursday, March 21st, and it is going to be impactful.